Hello, screenwriters, and welcome to Writing for Screens, the Screenwriting Step-by-Step Project, episode 170. Step 170. My name is Glenn Gers, and I come to you every Monday through Friday, if I can make it, at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time Zone, to let you look over my shoulder, share my screen as I write a script. I do this in order to teach a part of screenwriting that I think is under-taught, which is the actual step-by-step, day-by-day, scene-by-scene, line-by-line process of writing the script. We can talk all we want about how it's the greatest script in the world and how you figure out the paradigm, but if you can't actually write the script and make the scenes and finish the damn thing, greatness doesn't matter. So therefore, I am just letting you watch me walk through it and showing you the tricks and skills that I've worked out for myself in a 25-year career writing movies and television, in case it will help you when you are facing the blank page. If you can watch me do something and say, oh, I could try doing that when I get stuck, great. If it doesn't seem like it'll work for you, don't do it. It's not like it's the right way to do it. It's not the only way to do it. Just how I worked out that I think is kind of practical. Doesn't matter what kind of script you're writing. It's always just the process that I'm talking about, not the contents. So please do check out the lesson videos, the videos on my channel that are not these step-by-step ones, the ones that have little topics like theme or genre. That's where I do little lessons, little 10-minute, but that's the most condensed, juicy, powerful how-to that I know how to give you. I just believe if I teach you some skills and some tools and some process, you will take that and make of it what you will, because that's what artists do. You do your own thing in your own way and you make your own stuff. And I don't want to tell you how to do that. I just want to tell you these are some things that might help you do it. All right, so hello Kitschy, hello Jean, greetings to my friends out there in screenwriting land. We're getting back, we did an AMA yesterday and now we're going to just spend the day working on the script, moving ahead. We've gotten almost half through. It's pretty good. So let us talk about rewriting. That's what we got. I've got a rough draft here. It's too long and the scenes aren't quite clicking. They're not quite focused enough. Too many ideas, too many experiments, because I was just figuring it out as I went along. I had an outline, but then when you really get down to writing the actual text, there's always an additional step of creativity. People are afraid of outlines. They think, oh, I don't want to use up all my creativity. You do not use up creativity. Creativity is endless. It's up there, it's in here, and all you need is a place to put it. So if you're working an outline, it's going to go there. When you're working on the script, it's going to go there. And in fact, the outline creativity is going to help you with the text creativity. You go back and forth all the time. Hello, chat isn't moving. I'm sorry. Hello, Augustin. I don't know anything about the chat mechanics, so let me know if it continues not moving, and I will give you sympathy. That's all I can do, and hope that YouTube gets its act in order. So in the meantime, I'm just going to write. I'm going to write and let me know if you can't, for some reason, communicate with me this way. You can always do this. writingforscreens.com. It's not instant, but it is reliable. I will get the email that you will open up when you click contact me on pretty much any page at writingforscreens.com. Okay. No, I'm moving. Good. Let's keep moving. So we're in the fight scene here. This is a fight scene. Now I'll tell you what I'm looking for partly. When you're doing an action sequence, you're doing a fight scene or a chase or any kind of action, you've got this really delicate balance between making it move the way the cuts of an actual sequence would move and describing what the hell's happening and giving it some flavor. So it's one of those things that you don't want visually. You just don't want the lines to seem too similar. Like here, it's not a big hunk of text, but it's a big hunk of individual lines of text, and I'm kind of trying to think if there's any way to break one of these lines. You know, I don't think we need this. Boom. Look at that. That is better. That reads better. Seeing Norman. Okay. See, that's better. It just reads, if you look at a long section and every line is the same density visually, whether or not you're sort of numb out. You want to try and break things up. If you've got lots and lots of text, try and throw in some dialogue. If you've got lots and lots of dialogue, try and throw in some description. Okay. I'm just trying to see. Does that work? Nah. Maybe. Okay. Oh, hi, Division 05. It's good to see you with your trademark greeting. We are cutting. We are trying to make an action sequence flow. We're trying to give it some punch. I think this is one too many dashes. Boom. Okay, a few less words, a few less letters. Swings past it. Tips, flies. Swings past it, flies past it, swooshes past it. Also, if you've got too many dashes, it gets numbing. You're just like, stop, give us a break every once in a while. So, bye, Kitschy. Have a great weekend. Hello, Marta Latoso. Good to see you. We are trying to make this flow. Do I need the way? If I just say up to the attic. His objective. Yeah, the way. But I like objective being capital. Okay, so. Okay. So for instance, the reason that I did these as two paragraphs is Dundowski grabbing him by the collar and Norman grabbing a cup of coffee. There's two separate actions in one. It's like he's grabbing him and pulling him. Norman's grabbing the coffee as he goes by, which is, by the way, absurd, but we're going to just let it go for now. They're going to change that. If they ever made it, they would rethink it. The stuntman and the director and the actor would all get together and go, oh, he could do this, or oh, he could do that. You're moving house. Oh, you can't chat moving. Ah, I see. Larry said, hi, can't chat moving. I thought he meant the chat was not moving. But what Larry meant was he's moving into a new house. And I say, good luck. Take it slow, piece by piece. It's a lot to do moving from one house to another, even one apartment to another. It's a lot. Good luck to you. Have a great weekend. Keep hydrated. Yes, I'm still hungover from yesterday's session too. Oh crap! I have not done the type in the list to yesterday's description. Okay. Thank you, Dan. Thank you for the question that sparked the the binge. Okay. See, now we describe the, I like that. Okay. Okay. Dundowski is spelled wrong. All right, we have Norman grunts. And then we have Dundowski grunts. I don't want to do that. And I like Dundowski more than Norman doing. You know what we're going to do? We're going to put in a bit of dialogue. And it's going to be very literate. Woof. Woomph. Woof. 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 Ow. Ouch. Woof. Ow. What is he going to say? This is a real cartoon moment. Ow. Ah. Ooh. Oof. Now we'll leave it oof. Okay. Well, I was thinking woof, but woof sounds a little doggish. Actually, but it could be oof. Very, very 1960s Batman. Yeah, na, 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 na. Actually, that's probably copyright. I apologize. I take it back. Don't listen to that. Hypothetically, is this pilot something you could see yourself sending out or shopping around? No, no, no. It's fine. It's okay. Would I personally do that? No. I specifically wrote this, chose this project as something that was very teachable. By teachable, I mean it was something that I knew I could write easily and well, because I had to consider the fact that I was going to be writing with a camera on there's a camera like right in my face there, and you guys asking questions, and I wanted to be able to not worry about deep aesthetic problems. I wanted to say, I know how to do this. This is a romantic comedy thriller. As I said yesterday, it's in my blood since I was 15 years old. I've done a lot of them, and I feel like I'm confident on how to do it. That said, it's not insane, but it doesn't strike me as something that would particularly be marketable. It's just straight down the middle. It's okay. It doesn't break new ground. It doesn't. It's fine. Steve Martin and Martin Short managed to put together something like this, not like this, but sort of an old-fashioned thing. But they were kind of selling old fogies doing an old-fashioned thing as the marketing for that. And if they weren't involved, I doubt that they would have gotten the first meeting. So the answer is this representative? No, I hope the competence is representative. In other words, that the script itself, the point I'm trying to show you is how to write scenes and text and texture. But the content itself is average. If I was going to put myself out there, to tell you the truth, what I would probably do is try to do something that I could web series myself. I do actually try to follow the advice I give you guys. And that advice means that I would write something that, considering the odds are always against you, considering the business is very hard to make it in, even if you have people that you know in the business, I would want to have something that I could do very, very low budget on my own that would be sort of experimental and interesting and pushing my personal limits, so that no matter how it failed, I felt like I was glad I did it. That's my advice to anyone doing anything, is do that, because then failure doesn't bother you. And you just never know what's going to come out of being a little daring. I think that we do know what comes out of being a little safe, which is nothing, in my opinion. There are certainly people who would advise otherwise, but that's where I am. Yeah, if he was Popeye. Hi, I right? Okay. You know what? There we go. We don't need any of the grunting, which means I could put the grunting back here, but I like oof. Also, it breaks up the page. Sometimes you wanna do that. What I'm thinking is, who shrieks as he lunges the shelves, frantically looking for a weapon or a phone or... Okay, now I need to scroll that up so that it's very briefly on the thing and I am not offending adverts. You're allowed to use that word very, very briefly on the screen or in your words. If and still retain your advertising friendly. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to, there we go. Yeah, that's good. Lamp goes out. Okay, so okay, I call it a hunting knife earlier, so let's get that straight. Where is that? Okay, so massive hunting knife. So let's call it a hunting knife here. Yeah, gotta hide that. Okay, this is all pretty good, actually. I got that word, that dangerous word for advertising value. All right. Okay. This is it. Phone. apparently dialing only has one L. All right, fine. Fine. Yeah, I think this is okay. Yeah, I think that's not bad. Um, what the All right. No, absolutely not. It has nothing to do with the simpler level of conception. It has to do with the fact that what it is about is not particularly unique. In other words, I'm looking for at in. It seems to me in the business that in order to get, I mean, from what I understand, there was a huge expansion of shows. Remember, this is a series, so we're looking at the series market, and the series market was expanding exponentially the past 5 or so years. I think there's 500 series right now. I'm not sure. Anyway, from what I understand, the companies are realizing that is too many series because nobody can watch most of them. So they are starting to say, because they were thinking we're going to build our libraries, we're going to make our streaming service attractive by having lots of good stuff on here. First of all, most of the stuff not that good, or at least, matter of opinion, whether it's good or not. Second of all, it's just too much, which means if there's 10 good shows out there, we can watch 5 maybe if we're devoted watchers. So right now, I think they're looking towards, and truly, this is one of those things where you would need to talk to people who are in the offices of the business, like literally every week, because it's changing so fast. It used to be a year, 2 years for a trend, for a fad. Now it's literally 2 months. Like, if you think about what was hyped in streaming at any given moment, it just, there were like features. They were grabbing movie stars and doing action features and effects features. And then they were like, no, we're going to get foreign. Squid Game made everyone want, Asian-based foreign series. And, every company's got their own little mandate and their own theory about what's hot and what is worth putting their money into. There's no way to know that from the outside. You have to know people inside to know. But the main thing is you can't write something fast enough to catch whatever wave that is. Because it's literally changing every couple of months. But what I can say is, without, from the people I know who are doing this full time now, even with an extraordinarily strong series idea, then you need to package it with a strong showrunner, super strong cast, all those things. The problem is, I don't think this idea is that strong. I mean, it's not strong commercially. I think it's a great story, but it's not unique or interesting. So it has to do with the fact that just like in that hooky, like, oh, it's about this or that. It's not about anything particular. It's got older leads, which could lead to good stars being in it, but it's not like, oh, that demographic is something we're hungry for. I don't know. It doesn't strike me as bold. It doesn't strike me as particularly innovative. It's just solid down the road. This is this thing. So it has nothing to do with the conceptual development in the sense that it's not like a clever concept enough. No, I mean, that helps. That's cool. If you can say, oh, well, this is like, you can watch the show backwards and forwards and it'll be the same or something, cool. but that's not what it is either. Appealing to a certain demographic, having a certain meaningful social context or topic. Honestly, nobody knows right now. Nobody knows what's commercial. That is truly, and more than that, I do not want to say, because it's really not my area of specialty. My area of specialty is saying what I think is good to do is either, in this case, I was doing something because it was for teaching. If I was doing something personal to try and get it done, like I said, I would make something that I would consider my most challenging, daring, interesting ideas, and I would try to do it in such a way that I could push it forward, even if no one wanted to do it, because that's just more satisfying to me. Plus, makes you appealing if you're just like, I'm doing this. Screw you. Okay. Walks to his truck. Okay. All right. I cut on rollover because it's just not that interesting to know exactly how he gets to his hands and his knees. Okay. Now here's a question. When does the music stop? Hi, Rachel. Nice to see you. When does the music stop? Back, still holding the knife to keep Norman, ready to keep Norman back. Shuts off the music. There we go. I think that's okay. Who is Yes, absolutely. Do writers now write with streaming services in mind? If they don't, they're crazy. The big screen is almost exclusively for um, big movies, the huge big budget, and those are almost exclusively based in IP that the studios already own, and therefore the idea of an original movie going to the big screen, to going theatrical, is insanely unlikely. If you want to be, first of all, if you want to be a writer now in the profession, you probably want to be doing series. And if you want to be doing series, it means you have to learn how to work in a series. You don't just start at the top. You don't start by creating a series. I don't know that has ever happened, that someone has come in and written a first script and gotten to run a show. In fact, I'm sure that's never happened. Running a show is an extraordinarily difficult mixture of writing and producing, and you need training in that, and you need training by doing the job, by working your way up as a staff writer. I wanted to say thanks. I was stuck on a project, asked your 6 questions of my main character, and realized I didn't have a story. I killed my one darling scene and landed on a much better concept. Yay! Sorry for the darling. I feel your pain, but if you're feeling good about that change, then I am proud to have been a part of it. Thank you. I'm so glad. It is funny how it's not like I had these questions in my mind all 25 years ago. I had to figure them out through long, this is the most recent iteration in trying to tell someone else these questions, but they are questions I have been asking myself for 10 years or so, and they've helped me. So great. I'm really glad. Yay, Sarah. Hello, 20 Ice. I don't think we've talked before. The reboot, Bel Air is a new reboot of Fresh Prince. Yes. Director Morgan's, I will bet you anything it was not his first script. I don't, hang on. Let's do a little research. I'm just doing a quick check. Bel Air series. Okay, Bel Air. And okay, it was developed by Morgan Cooper, Malcolm Spellman, T.J. Brady, and Rashid Newson. Okay, 4 people. And it's based on a short fan film. Okay, so here's what happened. I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty willing to guess that what happened is Cooper, young Cooper, made a fan film, student film, short, and except that trailer he made. Okay, here's the thing. He doesn't run the show. And I'm sure he gets to direct some of it, but I am also sure that he was put into a training, honestly, they have special training through the Writers Guild for anyone who is coming into a show. But the other thing is there's 3 other people running the show with him, because he doesn't know how to do it, because there's no way that you would know how to run a show unless you had actually been on a show. So he's got a team with him. He, I'm sure, does direct. Yeah. No, it's Cooper. It's Cooper. But the point is, what happened is they said, we're going to take this person who's learning, and we're going to bring him in because he's got talent and he's got a vision, but we're going to team him with experienced showrunners. That's how it is done when you are. So the thing about that is, and it depends on your relationship with those experienced showrunners, but it is not like you are just following your creative vision as a first timer. You are working with people who understand how it works, because it's really, really hard and complicated and expensive. So yes, absolutely. There are people who are brought in from the outside, but just, I promise you, if you should read interviews with him or stuff. And I don't know, but that would be, it would be remarkable. I never say never, but it would be remarkable to give someone the reins of a show and complete creative freedom when they had never done anything except a short. So my guess is, from the people I know who have done things like that, they are teamed up, and it depends on the balance in the relationship. Yeah, cool. Absolutely. It could easily, like I said, I would never venture to say that I know what they're doing. I have no idea. I am no expert on that. My guess is that there's a lot going on to support him. But you know what? I do not know. I'm not going to say for sure. For all I know, he's absolutely super powered and able to do it without ever having done it before. It's, anything's possible. I would advise you not to plan on that. That's all I was saying. I would advise you to plan on not being made showrunner of something after you've just done a short. All right. Let's see. You know what? Here's the thing. What I'm noticing when I do this is that this is a sentence about what Madeline does, and then a sentence about what he's doing. Because what I was trying to do was say, like, he's here, she's there. This is a scene about two people facing each other who have never met before and have now met under very weird circumstances. But what I think I'm going to do is make this paragraph the Norman paragraph, and this paragraph, oh, that's wrong. That's an old clipboard. Here we go. Actually, this is yep, easily possible. Like I said, I don't know. Cool. If someone wrote a spec script that had great promise, but there were various formatting errors with the script, is there a chance that a studio or producer? So yeah, formatting. First of all, you should probably be able to get someone to point out formatting errors. But yeah, that's going to be a problem. But it's not like they're not going to. Once again, finding a great script is very difficult to do. If they get a good script and there's typos or if there's formatting errors, yeah, they might still option it, of course. They see past that. If the formatting errors are, like if you really have not made it into a script format, that's somebody's going to tell you that and help you fix it. And you should just fix it. That's the format is like the easiest thing to get right. It's so freaking simple. There's just, hold on, format. Here we go. Script format made easy. This is just one of many resources out on the web. This one is by me. It's a video on my channel here. And I would suggest this is what I believe is the basics of formatting, but I guarantee you there are hundreds probably of little magazine articles, and there's whole books on the subject. Script formatting is not something you should have to worry about. It's very simple, and once you got it, and you don't have to think about it. And it is not make or break. It is make or break to suggest that the person who's writing it is inexperienced, but then again, also different people have different formats, so don't worry about it. I mean, take it seriously, but it's not going to stop you from getting optioned if the story is good. I don't think we need to try to de-escalate. Okay. I got to say, I would not, don't take these script advising people's scare tactics too seriously. If there's a mistake on the first of all, what's a mistake? What, spelling? Or formatting. Formatting is just, unless you're radically like you have like put the dialogue upside down or something, formatting doesn't matter that much. And when they say like, I won't read past the first page unless it's like the hyperspace greatest thing I've ever seen, bullshit. Okay, that's just bullshit. Yes, they are in the business of sorting through things to sell them and to buy them, and they get stacks of scripts that are miles high, and they need reasons to not read them. Somebody, the earlier readers, when somebody's in that position, has actually read a hunk of them. What they are actually not enjoying when they don't read past the first page is poor storytelling, poor characterization, poor writing. it's not format. It's not. It's and that first page bullshit. I'm sorry. That's just like people who are saying that. They're not worth listening to, because what they're saying is we are in the business of sorting a vast avalanche and pulling out things that are potentially in the business. So yes, they're going to discard most of the stuff very quickly for various reasons. However, that is not because of formatting. It's not even because of super cool writing. It's honestly, most of them, they don't know what they're talking about. You can't tell. I mean, yes, you can tell a certain level of competence from the first page, but you would be surprised how mediocre some professional writers are in terms of their writing, in terms of their storytelling, in terms of their characters. I don't know. I just, I gotta say, the level of ugly competition that is broadcast in script teaching is unacceptable to me. It's just you are not in a race. Okay, let's just talk about this. I did a whole video on this. The people who are saying that, they aren't writers, they aren't directors, they aren't producers. They are lowly flunkies working for those people and desperately trying to get their approval. It's just, they are, it's like the Devil Wears Prada, except nobody's getting trained. They're just getting brutalized. Don't write the best script you can and keep working. Keep writing more stuff. It's just god awful to worry that you're not going to make it in the business. Screw the business. Make the best thing you can and recognize that that's what everybody is doing. And whether or not the business will televise beheadings if it makes more money. Okay? The business will put on 50 reality shows and destroy people's lives for entertainment. Just give me a good script and don't worry about it. Yes, absolutely. As soon as I get done with every single one of these live streams, they immediately go to the main channel. You can watch all of them there. So go to bed, get some sleep. It's fine. Yeah. Sorry, I get pissed at the amount of people talking about screenwriting when they're not really talking about screenwriting. They're talking about producing. Okay. So the more important, we've got two sentences here that have got to be turned into one. That is it. He points at the kitchen. He holds out his bloody palm. He starts back into the kitchen. That's too many steps to indicate a basic action. Bloody hands raised. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, mind if I just... hello, Raphael. I'm afraid I am leaving in a few minutes, but I'm so glad to see you here. It's so great to have everybody here. Who's here? About 19 people. Cool. Let me see. I'm going to have to reread this, but I think it's good. I think the pace is good. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Let's see. For the moment, I'm going to start. I keep thinking, how can I cut? I've still got 71 pages. I got to cut it down. But you know what? I'll find big cuts later. Or if I don't, I will find them on the next pass. That is the important thing to know. You go over it and over it. You do many passes, and every time you do a pass, you figure out. You work on one thing, like getting it shorter, getting it scarier, getting it funnier, getting this character to make sense all the way through it. You go over it lots and lots of different times. That's the key to not feeling crazy when you write it, not feeling overly pressured. Just say, I'll just keep going through it. It's all right. Sooner or later, it will be mostly done, and then it will be all done. And as far as, I just urge you to not spend your time thinking, are they going to love me? Are they going to love me? Okay? Write what you love. Write what you want to do. Write what you can do. Write the best you know how, and do it a lot. Because that's the main thing. You don't just write one thing if you're a writer. If you're a writer, you should be writing a couple of scripts a year if you can. So just take your time, enjoy the process. Ideally, create something that you can get to the audience. Do DIY, web series, ultra low budget, graphic novels, anything you can do to not have to worry if they're going to accept it, if they're going to toss it away on the first page because they had a bad sandwich for lunch. Don't worry about it. The important thing is to keep doing it. Nobody just does it once, okay? I don't know about this guy who did the Bel Air, but I guarantee you that short he did was not the first thing he did. That would be, I am just, even if he's, the Clerks was not Kevin Smith's first thing he tried to do. It's the first thing he finished. But Steven Soderbergh's first movie was not his first script. It's just... It's not, would you, if you were trying to swim the English Channel, okay, would you say, I think I'm going to do this without ever trying it before and without seeing how well I swim? I'm just going to jump in and head for the other side and we'll see how it's going. That's just not how you become an artist. You do it over and over again with lots of different things. And every time you do one, whatever doesn't work, you try in the next one to do something that might help you work that. That's the game. Being an artist is about doing what's in your control. That's the pleasure of it. And doing it as well as you can and continuing to do it. All you want as an artist is to keep doing it. Okay? So if you suppose you just did your greatest thing first to break in, what are you going to do next? You're going to do the greatest thing? Eventually, you're just going to be doing the stuff as best you can. That's what you do, as best you can. Okay, so thanks. That's what I'm hoping. I am hoping that you are getting that. Yay, valuable. And hi, Matthew. I'm sorry I'm leaving. It's about to be the end. I don't usually do pages. I don't usually count pages. I do as much as I can survive. Sometimes that's, half a page. A quarter of a page. I have had days when that's all I've gotten. Some days it's more. I don't do time limits and I don't do page limits. I do as much as I can. Some days are better than others. I always do something. And I go as far as I can. If, ordinarily, here I'm doing an hour at a time. Ordinarily, I would try to do 3 or 4 hours in the morning. That's my best working time. And then in the afternoon, try and work on something else so that I'm not just wasting a day. But I'm a full-time writer, so that I have 3 or 4 hours. Most of you are not going to have that kind of time. So do whatever you can. If you can only do one sentence in 15 minutes on your lunch break, cool. Keep doing that. You will eventually get something done. That's the key. All right. And that said, I think that we are going to take the weekend off. I am not going to be here Monday. So I will see you on Tuesday. and I say to you, go write something.